Hello and welcome to this overnight taste challenge. Still too dark to be called Dawn Busters, although days are getting longer. I have two Kentucky straight sour, 3-year age sour mash bourbon wheats. Okay, this is Hill Old Style Bourbon. Introduced in 1937 as charcoal filtered before bottling. It's sour mash, like I said. It says, what does it say there? Some kind of made mash, custom made mash. So they have their own mash that they use. And their mash bill is 78. They say their traditional mash bill is 78% corn, 12% rye whiskey, and 10% malted barley whiskey. And those are blended together to make the product. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work because the kitten is unfortunately kind of wild this morning as usual. She was playing with her little mouse toy. I was hoping she'd continue doing that. Now she's trying to bite my feet. Come on. Now I'm going up against, putting it up against Steadman Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I let my friend David had 375 milliliters of it. This big handle was $99 at Walmart. I did see it at Total Wine and More as well, but it was replaced about 3 years ago with the new, or maybe it was 2 years ago, with the new Barton 1792 Steadman Select. All right, so this is 86 proof. The new one is 90 proof. And this one is coming from I.W.A. Distilling Company Limited, which, if you know the story on that, it is an alias for the Sazerac Company. And they're talking about Ebenezer Steadman, the legend Ebenezer Steadman, some man who was involved in bourbon production way 200 years ago. But these companies do. They find a person and they co-opt their name, basically. The legendary. Yeah, it's a legend. It's been on the market for 7 years. It's a legend. You know how that works. But anyway, it's pretty good, but it is discontinued. Okay. Good. Playing with that toy. But I don't look for that to last. Max Walt says, "Hello, Ron. Peace to you." And the Russian craft beer pour says, "Cheers to a good morning." Same to you here on the 4th day of Christmas. All right. Got to get the correct glasses. There we go. So if there's a lot of disruption, I'm sorry, but the kitten, you probably can hear her tossing that toy around. She tends to be kind of really wild at this time of the morning. Around 1 in the morning, she starts getting active, wanting to play, and then it continues for hours. But she wears herself out. You know, she gets so exhausted that she'll sleep for most of the day, good amount of the day. She gets like crazier and crazier, and then she just crashes down to exhaustion and usually gets up there and sleeps. Up on top of the comic book boxes, I put a towel up there, and she likes to get up there and sleep. Sometimes she'll behave. Okay, so there's no website for either one of these, so I can't show you that. They're both copper. So the appearance won't matter. I don't have to close my eyes because it's not like one is real light and the other one is dark. Okay. Turn on the lamps. I got to watch her because when she sees when that wire up to turn the lamp on, then she wants to attack the wire. I already had to fix this wire because she bit through it. Bit through the wire. Chewed through it. Like a rat. All right. Which I certainly did not appreciate. You might see where she scratched up these boxes, chewing on the boxes, scratching them up. But they're all worn out anyway. Those boxes, you keep using them, pulling them out, and looking at the comic books. They dry rot, first of all, the cardboard, and then they just fall apart. And I have to buy new ones occasionally. I keep You know, I've taped it up. This one's taped up, but it doesn't have much life left in it. It's over 6,000 comic books. All right. All of which I've read. I've read every single one. But I'm not interested in fiction anymore. I want to read nonfiction these days. But I used to love the artwork and some of the books. Some of the books had really great artwork. Most kind of mediocre, but even some good stories, I have to admit. But usually not so great, you know. I mean, we're talking about comic books. People claim they're worth money, but I don't believe it. I think the people that claim that are the ones trying to sell them, dealers. Although, you know, somebody did find a copy of Superman from 1939, the first edition, #1, up in the attic. It just had been placed, I think, in a trunk and never touched for close to 90 years. And they inherited the house and they found it. They auctioned it and it sold for, I think they were saying, thousands of dollars, 300,000 or 400,000. I can't quite remember. But well, it's rare because most people read it, threw it away after. Or if they did keep it, it was, you know, wrinkled up and damaged, so that would greatly reduce the value. But this one was like perfect. So it happens. All right. But it has to be rare and in good condition. If it's not rare, it has no value. And if the condition's bad, of course, that's going to add to it. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Adjust this lamp just a little bit. I thought it was a little angled, a little low. Okay. It's warm today. It's going to get up to 79, I think. But then the cold front's coming and it'll get down to about 32, maybe even to 32 freezing Fahrenheit. But not to where we have to worry about pipes. We have like 30. No. She's going to try to pull up. No. I got short pants on. She'll scratch my legs. Come here. Go. Come here. You stay down right there. No. Stop it. Now, why don't you get up? Get up there and rest. You got to be tired of all that running around, huh? No, you're not going to cooperate, huh? That would be too easy. Go play with your stuff. Here. No, not me. Ow! This. Play with your yarn or whatever. I'm trying to do this video. Go do something. I'm gonna have to make this fast. All right. So aroma, about the same, typical or tradition. Now, if I say typical bourbon, it sounds bad, right? I saw a bourbon video yesterday and the guy was saying, if you say typical bourbon, it sounds like you're putting it down. But if you say it's a traditional aroma, then it sounds like it's good, you see. So I got to use the right terminology. Although traditional and typical, it means the same thing. But yeah, traditional or bourbon aroma just smell like whiskey, you know. No, I mean American whiskey, corn, vanilla, charred oak, same old thing. All right, taste. I think the newspaper lady should be coming soon. Corn, charred oak, sweetness, sugar, with bourbon whiskey. Most whiskeys to me taste like sugar water. And I've heard other people say that on their videos, so I'm not the only one out there saying that. You were laying on the carpet so peacefully earlier. Good. You're doing it now. Keep doing it. Yeah, same thing. So I don't know what Sazerac's mash bill is. They have a high rye and a low rye. Okay, they have two main mash bills. One has higher percentage of rye and one is a lower percentage. But they don't say what all that is. You know, I guess and they have a wheated mash bill, so we can assume that the high and low rye doesn't contain wheat. and it's probably mostly corn, obviously mostly corn, then rye and malted barley. But one would be higher percentage and a lower percentage. And then they have the wheated, like Weller. Okay. Heaven Hill has wheated whiskeys as well. So that tastes normal. Oh, I'm sorry, traditional. Yeah. This one seems to have a little more proof. Now, 86 proof versus 80. You know, we're talking about 43% alcohol versus 40. Not a big difference, 3% ABV difference, but it's still a difference. And I think this one is that. The price, like I said, $18.99 for the handle at time of purchase. Oh, you couldn't stop, huh? You had to bite my feet. Mm. There's your yarn. Go after it. Oh, you got it tied around got it looped around something. Go after it. You got to be tired by now. All this running for hours. Oh, she'll run from one side of the house to the other. Just running. And then running back. And running. Okay. I don't let her go outside. She goes on the back porch sometimes, look around, but she's not too interested in that. She never tries to go outside, thankfully. So, which one tastes better? I can't say. They're both about the same. Now, some people might say they're low price, so they're not worth buying. This one's getting hazy, though. This one's still clear. Now, I think, okay, so the hazy, now notice with Sazerac products, when you start getting low in the bottle, it starts getting a haze on it, which I didn't notice at first. I'm thinking maybe that's the Steadman Select. Let me give it another chance. Could this be 86 proof? It could be, but it doesn't taste like it. It doesn't feel like it. You know, you don't really taste the proof, but you feel it, the strength, and it feels like an 80 proof. So I'm going to say this, even with the haze, got me thrown off. I think this is the Heaven Hill. It is. Okay, so it's getting a haze on it too now as I'm getting lower in the bottle. I'm about halfway through. Yeah, okay, all right. Definitely a haze. Huh. What do you know? Steadman Select. Well, it does also have that. It does. I'm getting low on this one. I'll be glad when it's gone. But I might have to bring Steadman Select into the new Steadman Select into the competition pretty soon. I was trying to wait to do Sazerac last, but that's not working out. I mean, I'm the only one that cares. Nobody else cares about that. I was trying to go in order like all Heaven Hill, then all the Jim Beam products, and then all the Sazerac, but it's not working out for various reasons, like people giving me gifts and want to see what I think about it, which I can understand that. Price point, let's see. Calculate this on the calculator. So $18.99. Just calm down. Divided by 1,750 times 1,000 is $10.85. So the Steadman Select a little cheaper per ounce, $10.85 versus $11.99. So I paid $11.99 for this liter bottle at Vintage Liquors in Texarkana, Arkansas, and I bought this at Walmart here in town. So if you see this around today, it's not going to be called Heaven Hill unless they have an old bottle left over from a few years ago. It'll be called Quality House. Same ingredients, same specs, just different branding, because they wanted to put the Heaven Hill brand all premium and above premium. That was the reasoning, I'm pretty sure. So I was saying that she was purring. She's purring when she's content, but she's not content, you see, because she wants to run and act crazy right now while I'm holding her. That's why she's fighting me. Just stay up there. There's no reason to jump down. So preference, I don't have a preference. I would just vote for whatever one's cheaper, which in this case is the Steadman Select, so it wins by default. But even in it also is a little higher proof, but that didn't matter in this taste challenge. Well, it did matter because I could feel it higher over here. Remember, I said that this one felt like an 80 proof, and that was the determining factor. So yeah, I'm contradicting myself. It does make a difference, but not, not much of a difference. Unfortunately, neither one of these is still in production under that. Okay, this is no longer in production at all. It's been replaced by Barton 1792 Steadman Select, and it's 90 proof. Okay, this one's still around, but it's got a new name. That's what I mean. Quality House Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Sour Mash Charcoal Filter. Okay, age 3 years. So they're both 3-year age. Somebody was saying, don't waste time on cheap bourbons because life's too short. Well, that's true. Your life goes by in a flash, but I don't see that as I don't see where I'm wasting time with these because they're high quality. I think they both will score in the A range, maybe 9.3, but still an A. I mean, they're most excellent. They're very well made bourbons. Okay, so the price is low. I'm not really stressing on that. It's not bothering me. In fact, I'm happy about it. So they're both winners. There's really no loser here. But you can still buy these in a sense. You can still find Quality House now, it's called, around. Don't know about Louisiana too much. Never seen it actually in Louisiana. Steadman Select, I can buy that right there at Walmart today when they open in 20 minutes. But it's got a new label design and it's a new configuration, but it's still Steadman Select. So, and I've never tried the new one, so I can't comment. My friend David did, and he wasn't too thrilled, but that's his prerogative. He doesn't have to be thrilled with it. Maybe I won't be, but I do plan to try it within the next year or so to get this show on the road with that. I want to do a taste challenge with that one against this one is what I'm saying. And I don't have too many more opportunities left with that low amount left. All right, so that brings us to the end of bourbon taste challenges for the time being. And we're going to transition into American blended whiskey. And I bought a Walmart brand, and it just hit the market within the last month, maybe 2 months, pushing it. That's pushing it. Maybe the last 2 months. It's called Caliber American Blended Whiskey. Yes, they've been Canadian for many, many years, 21 years. But they never had an American blended, but now they do. And I did a video for it, and it was posted to date. So if you look at today, you can see my solo review. Had to reshoot it because I had some production issues. But the next question, do I think they're going to bring out a Caliber Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey? I think they might. They just might, because I.W.A. Distilling does make one, meaning the Sazerac Company, Buffalo Trace. They do make one for Albertson stores, which I bought, and I haven't tried it. But so Walmart might tell them, look, let's get a straight bourbon out here. Of course, they got a shelf full of it. Walmart's got so many straight bourbon brands, it may not really need it. They didn't have too many American blended whiskeys, but they had some, like Redneck Riviera, which I'd still never tried, but I plan on it. All right, and they had TX, that's an expensive one. But y'all take care, and see y'all for Super Sunday coming up in about 4 hours, less than 4 hours, if I can get it on time. All right, y'all take care now. Bye-bye, everybody.